Hi guys, today I will introduce you my counter page, which is basically the Blazor counter page. You know the counter page. You click me, right? The standard counter, except now I've added more buttons here. So let's talk about it. So this page runs in interactive server mode, which means all the code that you see on this page at the bottom, all this code runs on Blazor server. That's my understanding at least. So all this code runs on Blazor server. And what I'm doing is, so first I started with this click button, right? There was one click button. You could click it, the counter would go up. But I thought, why have why have someone click this when you can have this number automatically jump to a higher number, right? So I said, let's pick a number between 100 and 900, and let's have this jump uh, uh, with one click, right? So you don't have to click too many times. So that's my button to jump directly to, and I didn't want to make it like just 1,000. I wanted to make it random, right? So I made it a random number. You can, when you click, it chooses a random number, and that happens on the server, right? So it chooses a random number, it jumps by that number. So that's nice. Okay. Then I said, well, why do you have to click this button when you can maybe have this button get clicked automatically every time? Then this button was born, and that's the unattended mode. So now this button gets clicked automatically, and we we record our tosses, right? So if something is between 100 and 900, if it's more than half, you win. If it's less than half, you lose. So it's a fair toss, and every time you press this button or this button, that's a toss, right? So if you go up by more than 500, you won. If you go up by less than 500, you lost. But the point is, this code runs on the server. This code runs on the server, and you can see when this code runs on my local machine, right? When I run this application locally, this is pretty fast, right? This is not bad at all. Now let me show you how this works. Let me stop this guy first. So let me clear this guy. Okay, there you go. Now let me show you how it works on a server with long polling. I believe this is long polling. I don't think. All right. So now it's running on the server on Monster ASP, and this is my local. So let it go like maybe 10, and then we will switch back here and turn this one on too, so I can show you how much faster local is. All right. So meanwhile, when so this application also has local storage, so it saves everything to local storage, and it even has two local storage keys, hello ASP.NET 10 counter stats and hello ASP.NET 10 counter stats backup. So it does this thing where it writes to one key, and only if that is complete it writes to the other, and that goes back to the fact that this application runs on the server, the code runs on the server, right? So that's very important to know. The code does not run. So when I increment this number using slow increment or start unattended mode, they are actually running on the server. So the random number generation happens on the server. The Let me show you the code. Yeah, random.shared, right? This code happens on the server. Anyway, so now that we have about, okay, 17 tosses on the server side, so now we can show you how dramatically faster it is. So 18. how much dramatically faster it is to run this on the local machine. So you don't have that round trip, right? So 19, so 20, right? Okay. So there we had 20, 21, 22, and this is already one, right? 27. So local has already surpassed this development, which is really interesting. Like this is the kind of thing that maybe you won't realize if you are building an application and you're trying everything locally, right? You will not notice this because you're running everything locally. You won't notice that, well, what kind of performance will my users see? You think you will see something that is on your local, but that's not the case, right? So just wanted to show you how different it is between running locally versus running on a server environment with all that round trip involved. All right, that's it for now.